This episode of Checking In With is sponsored by Pizza Packet. Enjoyed by millions nationwide, Pizza Packet provides portion-controlled, prepackaged spice and Parmesan packets. Made with only premium quality ingredients, Pizza Packet is the most convenient and most cost-effective way to provide added value to your customers. During these challenging times, every penny counts. Pizza Packet saves you time and money and is a much more hygienic and sanitary option over dirty shakers. Check out pizzapacket.com for all of your packaging needs.
Hey there, welcome to Checking In With. I'm your host, Jeremy White, editor-in-chief of Pizza Today magazine. I'm here today with creative director Josh Keown.
Hello, guys.
And Mike Bausch of Andolini's Pizzeria in Tulsa, Oklahoma. What's up, Mike?
Hey, how are you guys doing? Great to see you guys.
Great to see you as always. Hopefully we'll get to see you in just a few short months in Atlantic City. But in the meantime, COVID-19 has kind of dominated the headlines. It forced, us to cancel International Pizza Expo. It's forced a lot of restaurants out of business. But pizzerias have been hanging pretty tight during this because they are probably a little better prepared to deliver and serve carry out and things like that. So how has Andolini's responded to the pandemic?
We immediately pivoting to curbside and delivery not just doing it as a thing, but doing it as our main thing within, days. It's interesting to create a marketing strategy that usually would be a 30 to 60 day process in the course of hours. But I'm a very optimistic silver lining type person. And I would say people will say, oh, it made us stronger. I very much believe that it made our operations tighter. It gave us opportunities to reevaluate things that we didn't have the opportunity to take a step back and look at. And to your point about pizzerias holding on, most solid pizza people in the industry today, I believe, could up and start a marketing firm tomorrow if they wanted to. It's such an aggressive industry, and you have to be on your toes all the time, that you are primed for this type of situation that a burger restaurant just is not.
So, in the last 2 months, is there anything creatively that you've come up with? You're like, I'm going to continue this after things get back to normal.
We've done multiple pizza kits. That's not going anywhere. We learned on Mother's Day and on Easter when we said, hey, we did an email blast. Order this by Thursday. We'll have it ready for pickup on Saturday or Sunday for some one-off massive lasagna that we don't normally sell. You could bake it home or pick it up baked. That event, that 1 day exclusivity event, has yielded hundreds of orders in advance that I got to prepare for. That has been extremely profitable, and took a nothing burger of a day like Easter or Mother's Day was going to be big, but it would have been dead this year, and saved it. Mimosa kit, because we could sell alcohol in this state at least during that time. So kits, ordering in advance, our food truck going out to neighborhoods, these things have definitely been nouveau ideas as a result of COVID.
What kind of different kits I think see you have a calzone kit? I mean, what other kind of kits do you have there?
The first kit we did was we did a marketing for it in the course of 45 minutes, and just to put that in perspective, it's not like, oh, we'll do a kit. I mean, when I have this 5 stores, okay, what is the kit? It's 3 doughs, 2 to throw, or 2 to make, 1 to throw, cheese, sauce, pepperoni. Put it in a box, got to get directions, got to make directions. Now I got to show staff how to do it. Now I got to get a nice photo in portrait mode on my iPhone because I can't get a nice camera out right now. Then I got to get that into a Facebook post, an Instagram post, and didn't need to boost it all in the course of like this much time. Get it onto the online ordering, get it onto DoorDash, because that's the only way anyone can actually get it. Again, that being done within minutes instead of days. So that was the first kit. Then we did the calzone kit, which for the industry insider isn't too dissimilar from the pizza kit of the pepperoni kit. But it was, these doughs are for calzones and stromboli with the ricotta instead of pizza sauce, and salami instead of, or just an additional salami. And that worked. It resonated and gave people something to do. Also, a big part of it is filming. This is how you make it. Follow along at home. People, if you took a restaurant that sold pepperoni or sold Canadian bacon and pineapple, and another restaurant identical menu, but they had a Hawaiian pizza on the menu, they will sell at least 10 times more Hawaiian pizza, because we've said, this is the thing. You should buy this thing. It's not build your own. It's, we know this works, buy it. And the typical customer just wants to be led to water. They trust that you know what you're doing, and that's what you do with a kit.
I would imagine kids especially are absolutely loving the dough that is designed for them to throw around the house and play with while their parents are heating up their pizza.
It's great. Yeah. I mean, it also gave the parents, like, just please give them something. Oh, for the love of all things holy, just give them something to do. So,
you could run like an Instagram challenge or something, upload a video of your kid tossing the dough, and whoever, has the best technique can win a free kids meal or something. I don't know.
We did do the poster stuff, and we're going to give out pizza for a year, to your point.
Nice.
The amount of Instagram and Facebook that we got off that was, I expected some, but everyone was tagging. And also in the COVID world, the propensity to use social media and watch their pocket television, was around I would estimate 4 to 5 times. It's not a BS number. I would say the amount of signups I got on my website went from around 100 a week to 500 a week.
Wow.
So it's just, people were on their phones 5 times more likely.
Right. It's amazing. At a time where you literally can't reach out and touch someone, you found a way to reach out and touch your customers anyway, which is really cool.
If you weren't on social media that week or in general, it was the largest wasted opportunity in the history of this industry.
Amen. What's dine-in look like? Are you able to reopen in Oklahoma yet?
We have been able to open since May 1st.
Oh, wow.
Which is it's a politically charged issue, and I've always avoided politics because people are, oh, it's way too early. Or people are like, hey, get open. This is America. We live in Tulsa, very Austin-like progressive city, but it's still Tulsa. So I deal with both sides of it, and I don't want to deal with any of that at all. But I wanted to have, okay, what's the safest way I can open dine-in, the safest possible way, and get my staff back to work as fast as possible and not lose my ass in having a dine-in that's, I mean, if I have a 60-seat dining room, cutting it down to 20 because I don't seat the bar, it's horrible. So right here, you can see those are social barriers, physical, real, social.
What are those
barriers.
made out of?
Yeah.
Those are made out of foam core. You could do plexi. Foam core is cheaper. Got with a plastics company. No one told us to do this. We built one. We installed it ourselves. We then went to the health department and said, hey, is this okay? And they said 6 feet high, 6 feet deep, 6 feet social distance. You're good to go, man. They loved it, and we could wipe them. And then another cool thing, these ones are, I got paint pens. People, we're going to sanitize them, and then people can write, hashtag their name, we're in this together, whatever they want.
Oh, cool.
And it brings everyone together, and then we sanitize it, put it into a dirty bucket, then clean it, put it back into the clean bucket when it's ready, and put that on the table, along with the QR code of our menu on the table, so that they never have to touch a menu at any point.
Wow. So ballpark, what kind of investment was that? And obviously it must be justified, because now you can have your dining room completely full if people are comfortable coming out.
Not much. I mean, really, foam core's not expensive. The guys who did it, and I am definitely a fan of the phrase, how much is that in pizza?
Yeah.
That's a big phrase in my world. So I would say a fair price would be a little under 100 each. And but also for my biggest dining room, 120 seats, I had to install 10 of them. Because you'd only need, if you have a table that's near a wall, you don't need to get 2. You now have 1. So I only had to get 10. Most of my restaurants only needed 4. So if you tomorrow could seat your whole restaurant, and it was going to be a $400 investment.
Wow.
Who in America would not do that?
No brainer. Yeah. That's brilliant that you thought of that. And it's good to know that it passed snuff with your health department, and hopefully people at home watching in whatever jurisdiction, whatever state and city they reside in, hopefully it'll also pass the standards of their health departments.
And if a health department says, well, hold on, we really want it to be 8, build it at 8.
Right.
These things are glued together by PVC glue, and it's like the legs are just put in at the bottom and intercut in. It's not rocket science.
And they look kind of
ingenuity.
natural, and they look kind of natural. Like if you've never been to Andolini's and you walked in there, like, well, maybe these have been here all the time. It's not like the plexiglass, it's like, but it looks like it's been there forever.
It looks like a booth. I mean, Josh, you've been in this room that I'm in now. It's not, dissettling. At first I wanted plexi because I thought that would make the room seem more open. But to your point, I think because our brand colors, and that's the story in next month's article, is black and maroon. So it works.
Yeah, next month. So Mike's monthly tip you are alluding to is a monthly column in Pizza Today magazine written by yourself, where you give our readers, your peers in the pizza business, tips and tricks from your repertoire that have worked out for you at Andolini's that you think would translate to them. Talk a little bit about the column in general, and when you sit down to write an article each month, kind of what you keep in mind and what you strive to do.
It's been very cool, and it started where you gave me like, hey, just write a few tips, and then I just kind of noticed I had a bunch of them of just things that I try to think of something that hasn't been said or that I stumbled upon. So I seek to have an aha moment as much as possible, and I get maybe once a month. When that happens, I write a note to myself, and then I write it all out and edit it down. And if I have a few, I just keep a note in my phone of notes that I'll hear or see if I have a conversation with a pizza guy, or if I see something I don't like, or something like this. It's pushed me to want to be more innovative and do things that matter to the operator. And a lot of times I'm speaking to the 22-year-old version of myself. It's like, hey, dummy, just don't do that. But do this and it'll be better. And it's, there's even the brand standards package article. I didn't realize what brand standards were up until I've always known, but it never was defined up until around a year and a half ago. And then I've done it and it's made my life so much easier. So there's nothing that's going to hurt me in putting that information out there to other operators. And I take a cue from Tony Gimignani, because before Tony, when I would call Tony, the first time I called him and he had started telling me all his information, everyone would normally say, well, he must want something from you, or it must be for some ulterior motive. And it's just not. I feel that when you put out good comes back, and I have no one's ever taken my idea and used it against me.
The best thing about this industry is how giving the people are. You see it at Pizza Expo. I see it all the time. I have people send me emails that, hey, I just spent an hour on the phone with Tony G, or I just spent an hour on the phone with Jeff Smokovich, who taught me some tricks about par baking my Detroit style crust. It's so cool how people in this industry will freely share information to help others. And I really don't think you see that in other segments of food service, or really many other industries in general. I
could not agree more. I've said that Pizza Expo is like summer camp. These are guys that know our life, are doing it in an interesting, cool way that we take inspiration from. And then when this all went down, the amount of support and that only really came from Expo, that you see these people, you touch base, you get to, on the maybe 5 days a year, you might go out and hang out and go to a nice restaurant. It might all be the same week in Vegas, because this is a hard ass industry. And then I got guys, Tony's I talk to all the time, all the world pizza champions. Chris Bianco called me yesterday just to see how me and my family were doing. That's how insanely cool this industry is.
Oh yeah. One quick thing I saw on your social media, you paired with a hand sanitizer, local hand sanitizer company, and you were like shipping those out with, or adding those to your delivery. How'd that work?
I wasn't doing it as a cash grab. It purely came. I went to a CVS and a Walgreens, and I couldn't find it. And then my dad, who I'm trying like hell to get my 77 Lieutenant Colonel Marine Corps father to stay the hell home.
Heard that.
Good luck with that.
Heard that.
I had to go to this store. I'm like, just take sanitizer. They don't have any, honey. What am I gonna do? I'm like, just order it on DoorDash. Like, from who? I don't know. order from the store. They don't have it. So then I was like, I'm going to just find a company that has this. Can you make it? Great. We'll sell it at cost. And that way you or your ornery parents can finally get some hand sanitizer. It's not a problem anymore. Now you walk into Walgreens and it's sanitizer copia, but for a few minutes there, it was pretty gnarly.
It was.
That was a great
I want to
idea.
go back to your menus as well. Something you said really caught my ear earlier. We kind of went in another direction, but your menus are now QR codes, and none of your customers touch an actual paper or printed menu. Is that correct?
That's correct. Now I have plastics. I have a laminated menu. So if someone demands it, I have it available. But here's how easy a QR code is. Some people automatically know what this is. I've seen a lot of people really like, oh, how did you do that? Did you go to the president of QR codes and ask their permission? A QR code is you copy the website address. You go to qrgenerator.com, boom, QR code. You take it, you write Tulsa menu below it, send it to a print shop to laminate it, and boom. And then my workflow used to be much harder. It'd be me doing that, me going to drive to a print shop and all that. Now it's like I could just say to one work at home mom who knows Photoshop, hey, can you do this for me? Great, boom. And then send it to my print shop, boom, and then they deliver it. My ease of getting stuff done quick has gotten much better in the last 5 years. And I find people that are doers that just know a system and get it done quick. And that getting onto the table was so damn easy. It's just so damn easy. And then I made it for our bar menu, because our bar menu is online. And if it's not hard to load a PDF into your WordPress, Wix, or Squarespace, or whatever site you have. Boom, it's there. Convert it to a QR code, laminate it, and you're done. And then people are saying, well, what if the customer doesn't have a QR reader? Do they have a camera phone? Then boom, if you open an iPhone and your iPhone in the camera setting, not a special app, the built-in stock app goes over a QR code, it'll have a banner at the top that'll say, do you want to open this up in Safari? So it's all built in at this point. There's never been an easier, better time for QR codes to be used.
Right. So you don't have to go see the Wonderful Wizard of Oz and have some sort of magic. You just know how to copy and paste a link, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Josh, do you have any other questions for Mike before we let him go get about his busy day?
No, I think he's dropped, about 100 ideas on us for everyone to absorb. So yeah, we appreciate it, Mike.
All right,
Mike,
guys.
thanks for checking in with us, brother. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys. Look forward to seeing you again.
Likewise. We'll see you soon.